Is it good? Hello, Red Mountain class of 2018, Red Mountain faculty, and the families of the graduates. My name is Kelly Carlson, and I am a proud alumni of Red Mountain High School class of 2014. Currently, I'm a senior at Worcester Polytechnic Institute, a small, private, STEM-focused college in Massachusetts. I will be completing my Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering with a concentration in Mechanical Design this June, and following graduation, I will be moving to Orlando, Florida, to work as a show props and animatronics engineer for Walt Disney Imagineering. When I was about 10 years old, my family took a vacation to Disneyland, California. That trip opened my eyes. Not because of the fantasy and the magic, but because it was the first time that I started to wonder how a person can make that magic come to life. When I returned home, I actually emailed Walt Disney Imagineering and asked, how can I make these magical experiences one day? I got a response a few days later that essentially said, you could become a mechanical engineer. And that was that. I had a career path set. I would like to point out that this is the last time that all of my questions were answered with a simple email. As a 9th grade student, I was still taking classes at Fremont Junior High. This meant that I could not take a full 4-year sequence of Project Lead the Way engineering courses. I contacted the engineering teacher at Red Mountain and asked for some advice. Mr. Kellis told me that in the past, students had taken an 8-hour engineering class at the high school and then walked to Fremont to complete their day, and that this was actually an option for me. So that's what I did. And when I graduated in 2014, I had the honor of being the first female to complete a full 4-year sequence of Project Lead the Way engineering courses in the Mesa Public School District. During those 4 years, I had the opportunity to lead Red Mountain High School's robotics team, Plasma Robotics. While on the team, I contributed heavily to the design and build mechanisms of the robots, and I led all of our documentation, marketing, outreach, award writing, and fundraising efforts. Every day I was tasked with new challenges, but every challenge was an opportunity to discover a solution. Overcoming these problems and these letdowns helped me develop an attitude to keep moving forward and to persevere through difficult times. In my 4 years on Plasma, we attended the World Championships 3 different times and received 11 trophies, including awards for our outreach and education program, innovation and design, creativity, and of course, our regional wins. Being on Plasma Robotics was, without a doubt, the most important and most beneficial thing that I have done in my life. Since leaving Red Mountain, I've realized how critical my time on Plasma Robotics has been to the development of my knowledge of engineering principles, team dynamics, and professional skills. It is an understatement to say that without Plasma Robotics and our coach, Mr. Kellis, I could not have been able to attend such a prestigious school, and I would not have had the opportunity to fulfill my lifelong career goal. As a high school senior, I was very aware that my parents were very proud of me and wanted the best for me, but that they could not afford to send me to college. So the cost of an education was going to be my responsibility. However, thanks to the opportunities I had on Plasma, I was extremely qualified for FIRST Robotics scholarships. I applied for WPI's FIRST scholarship, thinking that my level of involvement in FIRST and the contributions that I had made to the STEM community would make me a clear candidate for the award. Well, I hate to say it, but somebody else was a little more impressive, but not by much. I was notified that I was the second place person for the full tuition Mr. and Mrs. Paul Allaire FIRST Robotics Future Engineering Leadership Scholarship, but there was no consolation prize for second place. That was a pretty major letdown. But a week later, I found out that the first place person declined the scholarship and that it was now mine. So that night, I went home and I accepted my position into WPI. I now get to graduate absolutely debt-free. My freshman year of college, I applied for the Disney College Program, a co-op program where students work as frontline cast members at Disney theme parks. Despite being interviewed in February, I didn't hear that I had been accepted until April. Of course, this was after I'd already convinced myself I wasn't going to get it. But nevertheless, I was ecstatic. It was the first big step in college to achieving my dream. I spent that summer and the first semester of my sophomore year in Orlando, Florida, working as a custodial guest relations hostess, or trash queen, as I like to say. I met some of the most incredible people and cleaned up the most incredible messes. Although the job was certainly very interesting, it wasn't always magical. I spent about 20 hours a week cleaning bathrooms and 30 hours a week cleaning up all sorts of spills and trash that littered the Magic Kingdom. That experience really made me feel like I was working towards my dream job. While I was there, I took advantage of networking programs, including taking 2 classes through Disney University on my days off and participating in 3 different programs with the Engineers and the Imagineers of Orlando. My first semester back to school after that, I did pretty poorly academically because I wasn't focusing on school, and that was a big problem. The next semester, I buckled down and I made the dean's list. I applied for countless internships with Disney to no avail. That is until last summer when I applied for a fall co-op on a whim. I actually remember sitting in my room thinking, wow, if I get this one, it is really going to mess me up with school. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the one I got. I was offered a position as a show mechanical engineering intern for Walt Disney Imagineering in Orlando. When I was at Imagineering, I found something out. I was actually pretty decent at my job. I wasn't at first. I needed a lot of help, but I asked for it, and I worked hard to figure things out, and I ended up being successful. My time there was essentially a semester-long interview. That's basically what an internship is, after all. And I worked to make sure I left a positive impression and completed projects. When I finished my internship, I was on really good terms with my mentors and with my boss, so when I sent them an email in March asking if I could come back, they made it happen. 4 years ago, I was in your place, quite literally. I was attending this same ceremony where I received an ABC Booster Club scholarship and a Mountain Lion Award. I was really scared of what was next for me, and I didn't know how to solve the problems that I foresaw. At the time, I was terrified to leave my best friends. I was scared, thinking that moving away would mean losing my close relationship with my family, and I was nervous about if I had even made the right choice for college. But now, being on the exiting side of college, I wish I would have known how good I already was at solving problems, and that all of these things were things I was in control of. I can say that the people who are important to you will remain important to you. There are some friends that I haven't seen since I left Arizona, but we talk often and have made sure to support each other as our lives have ventured down very different paths. While in college, I have been slightly removed from my family, but it has made me appreciate the times that we spent together more than I ever had. And as for college, I didn't know if WPI was the right fit. It honestly might not have been had I not reached out to faculty members and upperclassmen for guidance. I was very much in control of my opportunities and my experiences in college, and if you are as well, college gets to be the experience you make of it, no matter where you're going. I feel it's very cliche, but I'm going to end this speech with a quote from my childhood hero, Mr. Walt Disney, that's featured in my favorite movie, Meet the Robinsons. Around here, however, we don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing new things, because we're curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. I wish you all the best of luck as you head down this new path. I hope you face your problems head on and that you keep moving forward when things don't go as planned. Thank you very much.